Lights, camera, action. Welcome back to episode 25 of the Tim Weichselbaum Show. I said welcome back to it because this is not the first episode 25. This is episode 25B. No, I'm just kidding. This is the only episode 25. Why would I number two episodes the same thing? That doesn't make any sense. I just messed up the intro. I just messed up the intro. But welcome back to Tim Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Something. Do I have aphasia? Why can't I say simple sentences? Is it because I'm nervous for some reason? Maybe I'm nervous because I'm actually in a city where shit happens. Maybe I feel like I'm auditioning for something because, I don't know, I'm actually in a place where shit happens. Unlike the Midwest, where it's just cold for most of the year, and people just talk about how they're afraid of being called racist or something. I'm not afraid of being called racist, dude. Somebody was like, yeah, I could say that word. I'm Hispanic. And I chimed in. I was like, I could say it because I'm a flaming racist and I don't give a fuck. I could say any word I want. And also, you can't say it because you don't look Hispanic, motherfucker. Like, I don't know, man. Why don't you just live? Why do people think that they're Hispanic when they're not? Like, yeah, technically, okay, you have Hispanic blood, whatever that means, but you're white, and you're talking like you're not white. Yeah, sure, you're totally not white at all because you have half Mexican blood or something. There's white people in Mexico too. They're technically Hispanic. I don't know what the fuck Hispanic means. I just know that there's a person, there's a comic. I'm not naming names. I don't know his name or care, but all he talks about on stage is how he hates white people and how he's not one of them. But meanwhile, he's the whitest guy in the room and he's fucking talking like he's not white. Like, dude, white people are fine. Stop talking shit about them. Like, he was like, I don't give a fuck about Ukraine. I don't give a fuck about that place. Yeah, because it's white people. We know. Do something original. It's not funny. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Nobody defends white people because they don't want to be called racist. I don't really care about white people as a whole. It's just a category. It's like, okay, some people have white skin. Do I give a fuck about them in particular? No. I give a fuck about nothing that has to do with like that, like blood. I know that I'm smart. I know that I'm a fucking genius. But the white thing, I don't really care about. Am I a white supremacist? Not when it comes to fucking basketball, dude. I hate when people ask me to play basketball. It's like, are you fucking kid? You asked me to play a game that short people can't play. Thank you very much for reminding me that I'm short. Thank you very much. You want to play some basketball? Tim Weichselbaum? That's the name of the show. It's the Tim Weichselbaum Show. That's how you say it. It's a V sound in German. I learned a couple years ago. I finally learned how to say my own name a couple years ago. It's Weichselbaum. And yeah, if you ask me to play basketball, what do you think I'm going to say? Yeah, I'll play a game that you have to be tall to be any good at whatsoever. Yeah. Anyway, I am 6 months sober as of tomorrow, but close enough. 6 months since I decided to quit being a degenerate gambler, alcoholic scumbag. And it's going great. I look good. My skin is good. I'm healthy weight-wise. I'm at like 122 pounds, which is really good for a 5'3" boy. I'm still a boy on paper. Like, if you just looked at my weight and height, you'd be like, what is this guy, 14? And you would probably be right if that's the only information you had. But I'm actually not. I'm actually 32. You wouldn't guess that somebody that age and height or height and weight is 32, but I don't mind aging well. I mean, I think I'm going to continue to age well, surprisingly, considering I live in a place that eats people up. Like, the sun here will turn you into Swiss cheese. It'll make you look like a baked honey ham and like a Thanksgiving roasted ham if you go outside too much. Dude, I don't go outside just because I live in Texas. I'm not going outside, dude. This is a tech town. So whenever people ask me if I've gone to like the green belt or whatever, I go, no. It's because I live in a place that has nature. No, dude. I'm a tech bro. I stay indoors. I stay in my car. I did go out on the street tonight to do comedy on the street. I'm a street comic. I'm a street performer. I'm very bad at it, I found out. It's pretty tough. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's going to stop to watch somebody telling jokes. Are you kidding me? But that's how Dave Chappelle got started. Like, you just got to take whatever you can. You just got to take whatever stage time you could get. And it wasn't that bad. I'm just being hard on myself because it wasn't that great. But, like, you know, some people said it was okay. And, like, I have high standards for what killing is because I know what it feels like. I've done it before. I've been doing comedy for 9 years, and I know when I'm doing well. I don't need to be told. So I haven't killed in a long time, and I miss that feeling of. I miss being good at comedy. I'm trying. I've been going out every single night. I've been hitting the town. I'm getting used to the stress of like the hassle of like driving into the city, parking. It's really not that hard. You just look for a space. It's not that hard. Some people can't do it. I see people getting honked at all the time. I haven't been honked at for months, dude, and I feel like I kind of miss it. I miss being a shitty driver. I miss just plowing down the road, not knowing what I'm doing, and somebody honking at me because I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of want somebody to honk at me to put me in my place, but it hasn't happened in a while because I'm getting better at it. And so it's not that bad to go do comedy every single night because I need to do it, dude. I've been doing it so much that I can't take a day off even. I haven't taken a day off in over a week. I tried to do Kill Tony last Monday. It was good. It was a good experience. You know, I was prepared mentally to not get my name called. Who cares? Like, I'm glad I didn't get my name called. I don't think I was ready. And I just stood there in the pen where they keep all the comics in the very back of the venue, right by the door. And I was just staring down. I was just staring at the stage, just not trying to look nervous, because I wasn't really that nervous. I was just standing there stoically, and somebody right next to me was like totally nervous. And I knew he was funny though, so I almost told him. I almost like gave him one of these. I almost elbowed him like, dude, would you stop being nervous? I know you're funny. Can you just relax? Like, you'll be fine. I didn't do that though because you're not allowed to talk. They tell you to not talk at all during that thing. And a lot of people work at the venue that it's at. The not the Volstead. Is that I'll think of it. It starts with a V. Vulcan Gas Company. That is the name of the venue that has Kill Tony, and a lot of people work there that are comics, and they're cool, like, and they're funny, and like, yeah. So I don't know why. I don't know. It's just you gotta meet people. I think you can't just like be an isolated weirdo. I think it helps to like talk to people a little bit, because then they'll be more likely to try to help you out. Because I'm certainly not going to get anywhere on my own unless I just get good at podcasting or something. I mean, it's possible. I mean, you don't really need to collaborate to become a stand-up comedian. You just have to have a successful podcast, which is not going to happen anytime soon. This one is dog shit. This one's not going to get successful, but at least I know that. Like, at least I'm not delusional. Like, can you imagine if I thought this would be like a thing that would get me somewhere? No. So I have, at least I know what I'm doing quality-wise. I know when I suck at something, and that fact alone makes it difficult to get somewhere, because it's like, oh, I suck I'm sucking right now, so how do I not suck? How do I have that delusion? It's good to be delusional, I think, if you're, at least not really, maybe not. Because there's this delusional comic. Let's talk about another person I hate. No, I don't hate him, but he's delusional, and he sucks. Yet he thinks, I don't know. It's just like, okay, at least I'm not delusional. At least I kind of belong here. At least I'm not the worst person here, and I'm not a complete asshole. Sometimes I like to talk shit because it's fun, but that doesn't mean I mean anything by it. Like, I was at an open mic just 2 days ago or something, and I was like, dude, man, this would be a good mic if the host wasn't retarded. And I guess that's a mean thing to say, but it's also true. And that's just a mean way of saying something that everybody knows. It's like, I'm just going to say the meanest thing that gets to the point. Like, I'm not going to try to be nice when I'm talking behind someone's back. And Austin is a tough city to get places in, I think. I don't know, because there's so many people moving here trying to take a little bit of that Joe Rogan pie. And I'm one of the millions of unfunny people just not unfunny, but like mediocre. That is the problem. That's the worst feeling in the world, is when you know you're mediocre. Because I'm not dog shit. I'm not bad enough to quit, but I'm not good enough to feature. I'm not good enough to be a professional. And that is a painful feeling you want to just fucking get through. You want to beat it. You want to get better. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like focused. I'm like, dude, what do I got to do to get better? And I think I will figure it out. It's not like one puzzle. It's a slow process. Because I'm gradual. I'm 9 years in, so it's going to take a lot. I'm only getting better like 1% a year or something like that, or a month. If you're 6 months in, you're going to get like 10% better every month, I think. So once you've been doing it for 9 years, it slows down and you don't feel like you're getting much better. But I am, I hope, I think. I'm not funny right now. This is the worst podcast ever. And that's the problem, is I keep telling myself I suck, even on stage. And that's bad. So I need somebody to like suck my dick the right way to instill blind confidence, because that really is all it takes sometimes. If you're funny, you're funny. You don't have to like reach for it. It's not that hard to be funny if you're already funny. You know? So I just have to have somebody come out of the woodwork and just kneel down and just blow me the right way and just make me feel like a fucking star. And then it'll last for about a day or two, and I'll have a couple good sets. I'm just trying to build a fucking bonfire. You got to start with a little tinder, and then you get a little, smoke, and then it slowly builds, and you add logs. And before you know it... But anyway, Kill Tony, I went there, and this dude, Casey Rocket, who I was actually talking about on the last episode that I kind of met and hung out with for a little bit, he got on Kill Tony, and he murdered I'm not allowed to say this because it's not out yet. It's coming out in like a week or two or something, but he murdered, and they just kept talking about how he's going to be the next guy, and he deserves it because he's awesome. And he has no ego. He doesn't have a big ego, so he's a good guy to be around. So Red Band asked him to go on tour with him because he was that good, and it's like, okay. So I'm glad I got to see that, because it's cool to feel like you're at least part of something, or at least the observer of something exciting happening that doesn't involve you, but it's just like, okay, I was there. It's like I knew at least if I went to kill Tony, I would see something interesting. So I'm glad I went. I don't know. I might go this Monday. But the second I got in line to sign up for that bitch, all these motherfuckers that I've never seen before were there in line, that have never even done stand-up before, or they were just very new and don't really go anywhere else. It's like, fuck. I mean, it'd be nice if there's a little bit more of a filtration process to weed out the shit. Like, they should have a system where they ask you how much you've been doing it for, and then if you're only been, they could do a little bit better quality control and be like, okay, this guy, we'll do a bucket pull of a whatever. Just, who cares? It's not my show, but that just would be nice if they made it a little more. I mean, I can't use the word fair because show business is not fair. So I guess it is perfect the way it is. Like, you should be pissed off when a new comic gets to go up and you don't, and you've been doing it for however long. You should be pissed off, and also it's fine the way it is, because guess what? That's how it is for everybody. That's how show business is for literally everybody. Nobody just, I mean, yeah, there's luck involved. Get over it, pussy. Can't handle it? Move to Nevada. Start your own Austin. Start your own Roganwood, which is the new name of the Austin comedy scene, or just the whole city. I'm calling this place Roganwood, and I'm glad I'm here, dude. People talk shit about Austin a lot. They complain about the traffic, the homeless people, the housing prices, blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here then if you don't like it. I mean, it's a crazy, expensive, exciting city, and you see weird people. You see people that look like aliens just walking down the downtown streets, like their ass hanging out. They got like a diaper on. They're almost naked, and they're just clearly a psychotic person that rolled in here from LA or washed up here from some other place. But that's where we're at. We're at this is a really interesting, poppin' city. So if you can't handle that, don't get mad at the place you're at. Go somewhere else where it's a little more easy and cushiony for you. Take cold showers. That's what I said before. Like, it actually does help. You gotta bite the bullet, not literally, because there's a lot of guns here. Don't bite the bullet literally. But anyway, and people talk shit like, oh, it's not cool anymore. Well, it is now, because I'm here. It just got cool again, because I'm cool as a whistle. I don't know, man. I was hanging out at the I don't know. Like, I just didn't feel like going home. I went out today at like 4 p.m. or 5, whatever, and I did a mic and then drove all the way back. Big drive. That's a big drive, but I didn't want to stay in Austin. And then I went out again to do a street mic, and I yelled at people on the street. And then I was like, I don't want to just go home. I wish there was something else to do. There wasn't. So I went to the default place that comics go, the Creek in the Cave, and I hung out there, and I, for once, actually felt kind of like at home. Like, I felt like, okay, I'm not just another dickhead here trying to suck on some teat. I actually felt kind of welcome, like people actually kind of wanted to talk to me, because I'm going out every day. So people know that I'm a comic, and they know that I'm not terrible at it. So they go, oh, okay, you're here. Let's, it's like, hey, yeah, join the club. Sit down, have a seat. And, yeah, it was fun, actually. And I'm trying to meet people to actually build, like, a friendship with, because, boy, does it suck not having any close friends here. Man, would that make it so much better. Like, I already kind of like it here. But if I had, like, close friends, not just acquaintances, that I just, oh, yeah, hey, yeah, you again. Like, people that actually were like, yeah, he's one of my bros. Like, we actually were tight. Like, that would make this place feel like more than home. And it already is pretty dope. This place, yeah, Austin is a dope city. It took a while for me to figure it out, because it is pretty big, and like it is big. Like there's only 1 million people here. I came from a place with 3 million, but fuck Chicago. That's a different. I know it's a bigger comedy scene by how many times it takes to introduce myself to somebody before they remember me. That didn't really happen as often in Chicago. Like here, I've met people like a dozen times, and they still don't know my name. That's how you know you're in a bigger comedy scene. But they are starting to know my name, and I am starting to be able to walk somewhere, show up to an open mic, and I know people, and that's great. And there's always going to be people from out of town. There's always going to be whatever, dude. You got to really chase after this like a piece of cheese, man, because this shit is extremely competitive. And I need to figure out like an edge besides just being an edgy white guy. Like I need something more than just like, oh yeah, I say shit you're not supposed to say. Everyone kind of does that. Not everybody, but it's very common here to not be woke. To be like, because I came from a place where everyone was woke because they're just pussies, and that's not my fault. I mean, that it was easier in Chicago. Like I got zero club. I didn't work clubs because I don't know. I think I was good enough in some ways, but certainly it wasn't palatable for most audiences. I was edgy. I was an edgelord that just killed at open mics, and that is pathetic. It felt good. It felt good to get like a modicum of respect from other open micers and even other comics that did work clubs thought I was funny, but that's nothing. That's a tiny little piece of shit microcosm that should not give you a big ego, and I'm over it. Like but it's true. I was much more confident in Chicago because I knew that nobody else was gonna do what I would do. Like I would be like, I don't give a fuck what the last guy's doing. I don't care if there's only 3 people here. Like I just like as late as the night went, I would just be like, yeah, I'm still gonna do well. I know I'm good. And you kind of need that. You kind of need to know or think that you're funny in a very powerful way. You need that, man. And I used to drink to get that confidence. Like some people say that alcohol doesn't make you funny, but it doesn't. It makes you more confident. And if you are funny, then alcohol could make you better at comedy by virtue of making you more confident. And confidence gets a bad rap, like you don't want to be overconfident, because people go, oh, why are you so confident? It's like, I'm not. I'm just because I'm talking, I don't know that was a confident thing to do just because I said something, but okay, sure, I'm confident. I'm not that confident right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And anyway, this has been a short episode. I just realized I wasn't recording audio-wise, so I have to extract the audio from. I'm very bad at this, but anyway, who cares? It'll still work, I guess. And Roganwood, that's where I'm at, dude. I was born cursed with the ability to know how to run a comedy show, too. Like, I know how to do that. Like, I was at an open mic. Can you believe? What a shock. I was at an open mic. Oh, man, never started a sentence that way before. Yeah, I was at another open mic, a different one that I haven't talked about yet. And nobody was doing well. And it wasn't because they weren't funny. It was because the kitchen was fucking loud. It had like an HVAC system or something in there, like something that was loud as fuck. And you couldn't really hear the ambience you couldn't hear the silence of somebody bombing, and it ruined the comedy, but maybe that was just that night. I don't know. But in general, if there's like a loud HVAC system buzzing in the background, it drowns out. You need that. You need that silence to really feel the emotion, the subtleties of a stand-up act. And that's just something I figured I don't know. So I told them, as soon as I got on stage, I was like, can you turn off whatever's in the kitchen? Can you just unplug the kitchen, please? And I got a single laugh. That's it. A single laugh for making fun of one of the other comics that went up earlier and left right after his set because he just wanted to go. He wanted to go to another mic. And a lot of people don't know how to follow basic mannerisms or rules of politeness in this town, in this community. They don't know how to line up in the order that they showed up for open mics. That happened maybe once since I moved here. They all just cluster around the list and fight through it, and usually nobody says anything. They just go, well, I guess that's just how it is. And I'm just sitting there just fucking getting furious, and, so I have to sometimes be like, yo, motherfucker, get the back of the line. And a lot of people just completely disregard all common politeness, and that's what you get with a bunch of Joe Rogan fans. So there's a double-edged, that's what you get. So if I ran a mic, I would do it properly. I would tell people to line up. It's not that hard. Just line up in the order you came, or else we're not going to put you up if you're a dickhead. We don't care if you have to go to another. I mean, there's always excuses. You're going to go to Simon. I don't know, man. Fuck this. Fuck that. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. A lot of hosts are bad, but whatever. I don't care. I'm not talking. I don't really have to throw anyone under the bus because I'm trying not to talk too much shit on one episode. But let's think of a couple more people to throw under the bus, because I like doing that. Almost blew out a kidney, actually. I was doing a mic last night, and I wanted to do well for some reason. I was like, I want to actually have a good set, so I had to bring the energy, I thought. And so I yelled a lot. I yelled in a very guttural way that took all the muscles in my body. And it's never happened before, and I got this sharp pain in my back, my lower back, it was in my kidney region because of the way I was emoting and using my vocal cords. It was it was weird, and it kind of worked, I guess, to get them to pay attention, but nah, it wasn't good. It was weird. And then what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I already kind of touched on this, but I'm just not funny yet. I'm frenetic. I say a lot of words on stage, but I forgot how to make them funny. Stage time is so hard to get here. Good quality stage time is pretty hard to get here because of how many other people want it. So when I get it, I tend to go quicker than I should, because I'm trying to get as many jokes as possible in the set, because otherwise I wouldn't ever be able to do them, and that fucks me up. So I'm often talking over punchlines, not giving people time to laugh because I want to say something else, and I need to keep practicing because it's been a long time since I've been okay, now I'm back into this. And confidence is huge. I went up without my phone for the first time in forever. It's you know what? Fuck the phone. Is there anything on this phone that's going to make me funnier? Probably not. Whatever it is that makes me funny, I don't think it's in a phone. So I put my phone on the table way far from the stage and just relied on my own natural ability that I've been honing for 9 years, and it works, but I was so self-conscious of the fact that I didn't really have much jokes that I just kept going to the next topic, boom, boom, when I could have lingered a little bit on the same topic. There's more meat that I could have taken off the bone, but I'm in such a frenetic, I don't know, it's part of being sober too. It's I have this dark consciousness that tells me, no, that's not worth doing. You're being bad right now. And I don't know, man. I'm working on it. The mushrooms are helping a little bit, I think. The microdosing. I've been doing microdoses of magical mushrooms every 2 to 3 days. I brew them up as a tea or whatever, and it works very well. Every time I've done it, I've always felt it. So I'm taking too much, in other words, because you're not really supposed to feel like you're tripping. But I've always felt like I'm on mushrooms every single time, so I gotta lower the dose. But that's not a bad thing because I get over it and it's like, okay, this is nice. It puts me in the present. It's super relaxing. It's like I was on the road and I was like, holy shit, dude, I probably shouldn't be driving right now, but it's really fun. Like, it was the most smooth feeling ride, just going straight on a highway. It was like I was so like locked in, and it was just pure euphoria. And then it wore off, and I went right back to just getting pissed off and waving my gun at people. But yeah, so I've been meeting some very, people of all backgrounds, people that range from noob to intermediate. I don't know. I've been meeting comics, and some are more established than me. I think the only reason they wanted to meet me is because I have a sexy face or something. Wasn't because they saw me do stand-up. It was just like, oh, that guy. I want to fuck the shit out of that guy. So that's what happened, and I just was like, okay, yeah, I mean, you're cool. You seem cool, so let's hang out. And this person, like, they're cool. So I was like, fuck yeah. And like, they introduced me to other people, and like, that's valuable to me, to be introduced to other people that are established, that I would never have the balls to talk to myself. I'm just not that socially engaged right now. It's like, yeah, I'll be introduced to somebody, but I'm not going to like go up to them myself. And, being introduced to women and attractive women that I would definitely never talk. Like, even, like, mediocre-looking women I don't talk to. Like, I catch them glancing at me or whatever, like, averting eye contact because it's awkward to make eye contact with the opposite sex or whatever. But I know that they are somewhat, like, they're noticing me. And, why don't I talk to female comics? It's just because I would want to fuck them, I think. I would want to fuck every single one of them for the most part. Not all of them, but 90% of them. And that would make things much more difficult. I mean, who cares? It's not going to, it doesn't matter because it's probably not going to happen. But you don't want to be the dude that just fucks everybody. Because that just causes tension. And then you see other dudes that are kind of like staring at you. Like, oh, fuck, that guy also probably fucked her. That's probably why he's staring at me so much. Like, because I'm with her right now. That's something I probably shouldn't have done. But hey, YOLO. So I'm going to keep fucking that. I'm going to keep doing that. Because, like I said, YOLO. I'm only going to get hotter for the next 5 years or 10 years if I play my cards right. There are some hot-looking 40-year-old dudes, man. So I hope I age like Ted Danson, where you just only get hotter. That dude is still pretty hot, dude. He's like in his 70s. So if I am not still hot when I'm 70, then I'll give it another 10 years. And if I don't look like Clint Eastwood when I'm 90, then it's over for me. Because you still want to have like a good look. You still want to be hot as a man, like, or as a person. Everyone wants to be hot, right? Some women are so hot that it's like, why are they doing stand-up? Like, they look like Instagram influencers. Like, they dress like they look like they would look great on a beach. They look like models, some of these female comics. And I don't know. I don't get it. What am I supposed to do with that? It's like, you're too good for me, but also it'd be awesome. But then what? So the point is, I guess what I'm saying is, it's nice to be introduced or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's even like some that like me in a comedic way, that think I'm funny and say hi to me. But then I'm awkward. Then I just go hi. I just meekly, or I just go hi. Like, I'm so awkward with women because I want to fuck the shit. I just want to fuck it, because that's just what I want to do to them. That's just what comes to mind when that happens. Like, it's hot. Somebody like said my name, and it just turned me on. Just the way they said my single syllable name. They're just like, Tim, like in a soft. It just like got my juices. Like, that's hot. A girl saying my name, like calling me over. Doesn't happen every day, so I guess that's all it takes when you're that much of an incel. I don't know, man. Like, people use the word incel as an insult, but it's like, is it insulting to be called something you already know you are? It's like going up to a poor person and be like, hey, you poor person. It's like, yeah, what? What about the fact that, what about it? Yeah, I'm poor. I don't know. It's a good insult for some people. I guess some men get offended by that. But, like, how do they know that I'm an incel? They don't know. Maybe I got laid last night and I just look like an incel. But it is an insult that women use for men. And I think that says a lot more about the woman using it than the man being called it, usually. Most of the time, it means that they're trying to say, well, you're not getting my pussy, so to me, you're an incel because I wouldn't fuck you. So that's all you are. It's just somebody to have sex with. That's the only way you could have power over me, is by not fucking me. That's it. I think you're being kind of self-hating as a woman by calling a man an incel that you wouldn't want to, like. I hope that was the right way of it. I think that makes sense. There's like, I don't think I have to keep explaining it. I just think that's a degrading thing to say about yourself. It's like, well, all I am is a hole, and since you're not getting it, you're a loser. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could say, you could insult me for not being employable. Maybe you have something more to you than your body. Maybe you run a business and you could say, like, well, I would never hire. That would hurt me more to say that I have a shitty resume than to just say it, you're not going to fuck me? Like, okay, so you're not you're competing with whores. Like, okay, you're not going to fuck me. I could get a prostitute. That's it? That's the value that you offer in this interaction. Okay, that's pretty good there, Sean, honey. I don't know. And also there's female incels too, and it just doesn't work when you call a female an incel. Anyway, I don't know. I just need to get my dick sucked more is the bottom line of this episode. I think I just am going to call this episode Therapeutic Blowjobs, or Blowjob Therapy. And anyway, so what I wanted to get to with being introduced to other comics that are more established than me, I know how to not be a dumbass when that happens, because there's a hierarchy, and like some people like get a lot more opportunities and like actually are established and like well known in the comedy scene. And so if I get introduced to one, I know not to be annoying, and I know to keep my mouth shut. Because if you try to make jokes and like interrupt them when they're trying to make a joke, they will get pissed off because they don't know who the fuck you are, and they don't care, and they don't want to be interrupted. Because I've been on the receiving end of that. Even as an open micer, like, I get annoyed when a new comic interrupts me when I'm about to say something funnier than them, and it makes me not like them. But I get it. They're just trying to fit in and be validated. But since I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that, I keep my mouth shut. Like I was at the Creek in the Cave, and I was in a circle of 3 comics. I was the 4th. So that's a big circle. For me, that's a lot of people. It's hard to navigate that much chitter-chatter. So I literally said nothing. And I waited for them to come to me because they were better than me. They were more established than me. So I just literally just stood there like a log. I was just happy to be included in the conversation in a way that was not unwelcome, dude, because I was invited into the conversation. That's all I needed. I don't need to prove that I'm cool the very first chance I get to have, there's other days that I could, it takes a while for people to give a fuck about you. If all they remember you as is the dude that said a bunch of annoying things to try to gain validation, they're not gonna value you. If you have real confidence, and you don't have to prove yourself all the time, and you are comfortable in your own skin, and you kind of have like a pep in your step, and you kind of like dress a certain way, like you look like you kind of belong there, people will automatically respect you. It's not that hard, dude. Like, if you just wear like a well-tailored shirt and it matches the rest of your clothing and you just have a good outfit on, people will respect you if you know how to pull it off. There's definitely some truth to that, because all it took for me to get attention was to wear a cool shirt. That's all it took. And it led to some other things, and it's weird. Like it's not like you have to try that hard. It's the not trying that actually gets you somewhere. You have to show that you're not desperate. Anyway, that was enough monologue, and so that's I don't know. It's important because I was also same night, it was tonight that I'm talking about, I was at the creek in the cave, and I sat down in a different circle. There's so many social dynamics that you got to be cognizant of, that even as somebody with autism, which I probably am, you could also master this. You could focus your autistic energy on social interactions, and you can actually get pretty good at it, even as an autistic person. You'd be surprised. So even in a different circle, I was the one who people were trying to get validation from. I get a little bit so I was the one that was kind of bored. I was like, yeah. Like, I was just not that interested, and that made them, I think, more desperate to get me to talk to them. I don't know. Like, if you don't give a fuck and they know who you are, they're gonna want to get your validation. It's kind of like a weird thing about narcissists. Like, other narcissists want to be around narcissists because they want to be validated by people that are high status. And a lot of narcissists are high status, whether you like it or not. They are. I don't know, man. Like, narcissists are, there's a reason that they're narcissists. It's because they tend to be good at something or have some value about them that's high, that's they earned. I don't know. There's definitely a fucking correlation between narcissism and doing something high value in society. Or else, otherwise it's just a disease, which, yeah, that exists too, which is a pathological disease. And I've been asserting myself, like, I've been defending myself when people say something that might offend me had I not interjected. Like, I was at an open mic, whoa. And I did a set, and then later on, I was still there because I did okay. Otherwise, I would have left, of course. And somebody was like, yeah, everyone's been bombing tonight. And I was like, I didn't bomb. He was like, yeah, you ripped the roof off. And I was like, no, I just didn't bomb. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to, like, clear the air. I wanted to interject and say, like, something instead of just letting somebody just say something not true. Like, no, not everyone bombed, motherfucker. You're gonna bomb. But I didn't bomb. I just wanted to clarify or correct you a little bit in a not aggressive way. I'm just saying, motherfucker, I didn't bomb. I didn't kill either. I'm just saying, get it right. Get your facts right. Because I'm standing right here and you said something that included me that wasn't quite true. And then he went up and he did okay. He didn't quite bomb either. And so, yeah, I know what bombing is. The host bombed. And the host fucking bombed, dude. But anyway, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares if the host bombs? I mean, only if you're going up after the host, which I did. That's why I cared. Jeez, everything happens for a reason, man. Anyway, so I picked up my Tesla from the shop. It was in the shop for like 2 or 3 weeks. I was driving to Houston, or at least trying to drive to Houston. And it's like, pull over alert, Mr. Robinson. And I had to pull over, get it towed. Sat there for 2 weeks. And it's working now again, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to drive it. I'm afraid to drive it. It's too expensive. And now it smells like lemon scent, which is what it is. It's a lemon. So I was like, thanks for the reminder every time I get in it. I like the new car smell that it still had. You didn't have to add a lemon scent. But anyway, I got it. It's a status symbol. I talk about it on stage for some. I like to assert my dominance as a financially successful person because compared to most comics, I mean, yeah, I'm not rich. Compared to rich people, I might as well be homeless. Compared to comics, I'm Bill Gates. But I feel like Bill Gates compared to comics. And I like to flaunt it for some reason. It's because it's fun. And I think it's funny to do that. I think it's funny to be like, yeah, I'm successful. Fuck you. What do you want from me? I don't know. And so anyway, so last night I was at the same open mic that I've been talking about, where I didn't bomb. And a comic there that's very funny, who doesn't have a job, was there. And, I kind of, the topic came up in conversation that he could suck his own dick. Or at least he could get the tip of it in his mouth. And I was like, really, dude? I'll pay you. If you do that on stage, I'll give you $20. And he said, I'll do it for $100. Then I thought about it for a little while. I was like, well, actually, hold on. I don't think I could get a boner on stage. I was like, okay, fine. But I would have totally paid him $100 to do that. And I probably would have even... That's the thing. He actually considered doing it. And I feel like that's a crazy amount of power to have over somebody just for having $100. And so if I gave him $1,000, he probably wouldn't have even been a question of if he would have done it or not. He would have definitely done it. And I think that's just a crazy thing to have over somebody. It's like I could have gotten this person to take his dick out and blown himself in public. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to say who it is because he's a promising young comedian with a lot of talent, and I think that'd be a pretty embarrassing thing to say about him, but also, who cares? He was just kidding. I don't think he was actually going to do it. So I could say who it is. No, I'm not going to. But anyway, he's hilarious, and he's got a future at hand. I got a haircut. This is what it looks like. He told me to put pomade in it. It looks really ridiculous right now because it does not have pomade in it, and I looked like Ben Shapiro after I got it, and it was $50, and I tipped 25%, and it is a great barber place, and I am going to go back there again, and this has been episode 25 of the Tim Weichselbaum Show.